Maverick 100.9. It is Corliss, and I am Case Hardin's biggest fan in the entire world. You can fight me anytime you want, but I got Case Hardin on with me. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm excited to be here. It's been too long.
I know. Well, I had to at least let my listeners know I had to have scared the hell out of you when I met you at the awards show.
I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I always tell everybody, the best place to find me is at the bar. So I just hung out at the bar and saw everybody walk up that I needed to see. It was awesome.
You were. And then here comes this screaming idiot in a bright yellow dress. I just ran up to him and I was like, "Are you Case Hardin?"
No, and see, like I said, I knew that people would find me if I was just posted up there at the bar. And I thought, well, I could go sit at that table, but that table's really far away and by the bathroom. So I'm just going to sit over here by the bar and wait for everybody to find me. And it worked out really well.
It did. I was just first off, I had no idea you were going to be there. And you already know, obviously this year alone and last year, you've been cranking out hit after hit after hit. But before that, you had taken so much time off that I hadn't played a single of yours since I lived in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So you and I have never had the opportunity to actually meet face to face. So that was a big deal for me.
That's right. And I think back then in those days, I think I was just about to turn 21. So I wouldn't have been able to hang out at the bar then. I mean, I might have, but what am I going to buy, Red Bull and water. And so nobody likes that guy. And so I thought, well, I'd like to get out there and kind of walk around. Because like you said, I did take some time off and I absolutely had to. But it got to the point where after COVID and after that time off, you go around and shake hands and hug people and just say hi, in person. It's a great feeling. And I took a lot for granted back circa 2019. So it's good to be back at it, doing it again and being able to do what we love.
Well, it's wonderful to have you back. It really, really is. And I've enjoyed the past two singles, but I am really excited to debut this new one to everyone called Honky Tonk Highway, which sounds like a Case Hardin song to me. Tell me a little bit about it.
I've been on that Honky Tonk Highway. So it's a really cool song written by Bernie Nelson. And it's, I tell you, and Bernie Nelson and Phil O'Donnell. And Phil O'Donnell's done some great Nashville hits for Craig Morgan, Tracy Byrd, George Strait. And so you get the two of those guys together and it's just a fun, grooving song. And I went into the studio kind of thinking I had somewhat of an idea about what I wanted to do with it. And we get in there and all the Straits guys helped me in the studio. And so when they got in there and just laid down like a heavy metal intro, it kind of blew me away. I didn't expect that from any of those guys at all. So it was the fact that it's a little bit rocking, a little bit more edgy than what I normally put out. It's perfect for summer, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'd much rather be right where this song is, and so I'm excited to see what happens with this song. It's country and it's got a little edge to it. It's really cool.
Yeah, you're not going to argue with it when it's George Strait's people. Like, no, man, just make it sound like whatever you want.
Wrong. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not about to say that. And of course, I'm sure they'd put me in my place anyway if I did. But it was rightfully so. But it was a cool song. And we actually recorded that song first out of the whole session. So it was a good starting point, and then the rest of them kind of followed suit. So like I said, I'm excited. It's a really fun one to play live. My guitar player loves it because there's a ton of that distorted guitar in there. So it really gives him a chance to get after it. And it's just a cool, fun song. Perfect for summer.
You've been holding out on me, mister. That's what you've been doing. You've been holding out on me, and we're not going to let you do it anymore because we've got it on Maverick. Right now, this is the debut of Case Hardin's Honky Tonk Highway. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can find it on any streaming and downloading service. And today's interview continues now. That is Honky Tonk Highway, Case Hardin on Maverick 100.9. It's Corliss, and I am joined by Case. And You know, you mentioned you've been going up and down that honky tonk highway, but I ain't seen you yet. And I gotta pick on you a bit because I have this list and I make a new list every single year. And I make a list of the artists that I haven't seen yet, especially the people that I've come to know or become friends with, but I've never had the opportunity to see their concert. Man, I went to find your tour dates. Where the heck are they? I can't find it.
So, all right. I got off the phone. I had an 11 a.m. appointment with everybody doing our media stuff, PLA Media out of Nashville. And I had another Zoom call like this, but it wasn't near as fun. It was about business and,
Ew.
So yeah.
That's and like grown-up stuff. Gross.
I know it. Yeah. That's what we were talking off air. It's that manager stuff. They just tell me where to go and I'm there, so but they were talking about revamping the website, and that's what they're doing right now is they're revamping it. And so what they had to do to revamp it is they had to take off all of our tour dates. They had to take off all of our promotional pictures because we're getting ready to release the new record in July, on July 15th. And so I don't think anybody knows that date yet, but I don't even think like my manager or Rick, none of them, I don't think know that, but talking to them, it's their job. Distribution already said that it's already going to be out on July 15th. So
you heard it here first. Remember,
that's right.
Corliss always gets the secrets out of these guys.
That's what it takes. I'm telling you. So we, with that coming out, they're getting everything, all the old, they're getting rid of it and putting all the new in. So right now, over the next 3 days, they're going to be revamping the website, and then we'll have our tour dates back up on there, and have a whole new integrated system with not only our website, but also Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Bands in Town, all that. It's all going to be on one smooth, easy deal where you can go to any one of those places and find out where we're playing next.
Perfect. Well, that's good because I was getting worried about you. I can't find you if I can't see you.
I'm telling you. No, it's been really, really good this past year. And I was actually I was in Mineral Wells yesterday, and I was talking to them about how busy this year's been. It's awesome. It really is. It's so awesome. And with it being 108 degrees outside, that doesn't stop anybody from throwing a fest outside, because I can't tell you how many outdoor stages we played on in the 108 degree heat. I don't feel like I've ever done that as much as I have this year. So who knows? I mean, it's either the water or the beer, but you got to stay hydrated. So that's just the name of the game on that honky tonk highway.
I am not going to lie to you. I cannot count on two hands how many music festivals I've gotten heat exhaustion from and ended up in an EMS tent and all that. So I am very prone to heat exhaustion, and it started at music festivals. So really, I have a problem. Some people have a drinking problem. I have a concert problem, and it is a risk to my health. Even Coke Fest last year, I went to Coke Fest, got COVID so bad that I am still sick a year later. But was it worth it? You bet your bottom.
Absolutely, it was. That's what I mean. Looking back at all the things that we went through 2 years ago, where everybody was forced to be doing all the live remotes in their house, and that was their concert. I'll take anything at this point, So even. We had so a booking agent reached out to me about a show that we were playing. It was just a duo thing on like a Wednesday night, and so we were playing, and it was really, really fun. It was at Revolver Brewing, and we went up there and played. And I can't tell you how many times she told us, "Y'all need to hydrate," because she had 5 different artists that had passed out, like 5 consecutive artists that have passed out during the show, and it's like, how did I wasn't about to say it then because I would pass out, but looking back now, since I didn't pass out, man, something's wrong there. 5 consecutive artists. That's crazy.
That is so. I did see another artist the other day. She filmed herself at playing a bar, and one of the bartenders brought her out a bucket of ice for her to set her feet into while she played. Can you that is where the Texas heat has us this year.
That's a new one.
Yeah, artists are playing with their feet in ice buckets. We love drinking, and especially Case Hardin. He makes, beer drinking music. That is what it's here for. But we have got to stress to you guys over and over and over again, please hydrate this summer because it's going to be the hottest one ever. It's already the hottest one ever. And we have a long way. It's not even summer yet. It's not the summer until the 21st.
I know it. And see, y'all have it worse down there where y'all are. My kind of West Texas heat is a dry heat, and y'all's down there. Y'all have
humid,
super humid. You bet. And so y'all are a lot tougher than I am. I couldn't do it, but I playing down there, and because we played some shows in the late spring when it wasn't so hot, and I told the guys, I said I made a joke about it because I had my duffel bag full of shirts, and like I had 6 different changes of shirts. And I was like, this is for one day. And so I was prepared, ready to go. And they laughed. But I mean, I used every single one of those 6 shirts, which is a little gross, but it worked. You can't go out there smelling bad.
Right. Well, I think that also says a lot to like how high energy your show is as well. Like, this is work. Like, you're actually working your butt off when you are performing. Which is why I want to see you so bad.
I tell you, I believe it or not, I think the hottest show that we've had, we played in my hometown of San Angelo. We headlined for their stock show and rodeo. Mm-hmm. And so when we got into the arena that they had, they turned the heater on and it was already like 90 degrees outside. And so it was like hot on top of hot, and they couldn't get the heater to shut off. And so everybody, like there was like 1,000 people in there that were just sweating their butts off, but they were having a great time. So I think you might have fit in really well. You might have been out there. I don't know, but it's a fun time when you go to a concert. Just let all your worries go away. And man, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
And if we die, we die.
That's right. You're not wrong.
That's a Corliss motto. Please do as I say, not as I do. Like, I will risk my life. Please do not risk yours. There's a difference. Oh my God.
We die.
Speaking of sweating, I'm in here just laughing my butt off. Case Hardin is who I'm chatting with. And as he said, even if we're not allowed to, there is a new album coming out July 15th. Give us the quick rundown on that before I let you go, because a whole new album from you is beyond anxiously awaited.
You bet. I think the first record that we had, it was a 7-track EP back in 2016. So that's been some time. That's been 6 years. And so it's, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for it. And we're kind of getting this idea together, and we're, getting ready to go ahead and finish her up. And then COVID hits. We had to take a break, but we got 10 tracks on the record. We have some songs that I had a hand in, some songs that some great Nashville writers had a hand in, and a whole lot of influences from my heroes and also some of the new guys in the Texas country scene. So it's really, really cool. And we also have, I'm a giant Merle Haggard fan, based on all the traditional country that I do. So back before COVID, just to date how long this idea has been going on, when Merle Haggard passed away, I went into the studio with my guys, and I said, we got to cut a Merle Haggard song. So we cut a Merle Haggard song, and it finally cleared to where we're going to put it on this record. And I'm just super stoked for it. So we're going to have everything from brand new to rocking to old school Merle Haggard. So it's going to be really exciting to see. But July 15th, we got to look for it.
Yeah. And you can, he's setting up his website, but I'm sure you will be able to pre-order as well. And man, I love talking to you. You sparked another question in my head as you're talking about people you look up to. It's not just Merle Haggard and stuff. And especially with all that time off, is there someone here in Texas or somebody more modern that has been inspiring you? Absolutely.
And guys that I looked up to when I was in high school that were right in the prime of the build, I think, when Texas country was getting all of its strength and momentum and giving Nashville a run for its money. And that like guys like Kyle Park and Cody Johnson and Aaron Watson, and but guys that you get to hang out with now, and super great guys, and like Cody with Warner. I wish him all the best. That's awesome news for him, and he's such a great guy, and all the guys in the band are great guys too, and so it's just it's really neat to see. But there's actually on this upcoming record, there's a Cody Johnson written song that he let me cut, and so I'm excited to put that one out there. It's a little bit of a drinking party song, but I mean, what's better than Cody Johnson and party?
Well, it's funny to hear you name just those specific names, because these guys have influenced more than just our next generation of Texas country singers and songwriters. I myself personally am from Kansas, and I discovered Texas country music while I was a DJ in Manhattan, Kansas in 2014. The first band I ever saw was Casey Donahue, and then I met Stoney LaRue. And Stoney LaRue was actually the one that told me to move to Texas. But Kyle Park and Cody Johnson were my absolute favorites. Just hands down, like they literally made me move my entire life away from my family to Texas. That just after hearing Turn That Crown Upside Down, it changed my whole life. I can't believe something so small can change your entire life. But now I know Kyle Park, and like I get to talk to him. He invites me for drinks when I go to a show, and that is still the most bizarre thing in my life, is that I have a life because of them now, and they let me in. And,
absolutely.
And I'm assuming you probably feel that same way. Like, it's weird. I feel like security should be stopping me at the gate. I shouldn't be allowed to talk to Case Hardin or Kyle Park or Cody Johnson.
We'll see. And like the first time I think we had our first single out on radio, and it was a real shuffle swing kind of song. And we
towing round your old stuff. I told you I'm a longtime fan, man.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, and that's how long it's been. But we had that first single out there on radio, and so I was trying to get my feet wet and get out there and play some of these radio showcases. And so I went down to Brenham, and a whole bunch of artists were there. It was me and a guy that named Moses Grangale that I've talked to every once in a while now too. And that's the cool part about music, is you keep those relationships, lifelong. And then, but as we're sitting there playing, Moses and I were singing a song together, just kind of bouncing off each other. And I start getting back rub, just some 20-year-old kid in a chair, me getting a back rub, and turn around and it's Kevin Fowler. And that was the first time I've ever met Kevin Fowler. And he just gave me a back rub and said, Case Hardin. And I was like, man, how else are you going to meet Kevin Fowler? That's a very Kevin Fowler way to meet somebody. So, yeah. So, I mean, that was because I went from high school just listening to Texas country music and then immersing myself in it. And it's awesome. I mean, words can't describe how cool it is. And like I said earlier, you keep those relationships, they're lifelong, and they'll even make you move states for it. So it's awesome.
This has been a great talk. I mean, really, you've had your ups and downs, even with your health. And I am so happy for you taking that time that you needed. And it just looks like life, since you gave it back to life, you're like, okay, why don't you tell me where I need to be? It is rewarding you back. And I am just so happy to have you back here, not just on Maverick, but out and about in Texas. And I'm sure I am not the only one.
Well, I can't thank y'all enough. And of course, it's y'all. You helped me. You were one of the first ones that I talked to when I came back with alcohol abuse. I think you were the first one I talked to.
I literally, like, when I got the email, I replied to it immediately and said, I'm to Case Hardin now. I'm such a fangirl.
See, that's awesome. Well, no, I'm a fan. I'm telling you, because if you ask anybody in Texas country or even Texas music or red dirt music, whatever you want to call it, everybody knows Corliss. So it's awesome. It's really cool because I'm talking to a celebrity, and I really can't thank you enough for like playing my stuff and having me on, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you, and especially coming back. You helped me get back on my feet, so I really appreciate it.
Well, now you stay on those 2 feet, because I'm not letting you go anytime soon.
Hey, that's fine. Keep me around. I'm okay.